What's going on, everyone? We are back again with another episode of the Student to Life podcast. I am your host, Shan, with my co-host,
Stretch.
And it has been a while, guys, but we are back.
It's been a while for you.
Well, for me. And it doesn't matter about him, really. We are back, and we have a special guest for you guys. We have been trying to get her for the amount of time that we've been podcasting. And now we finally got her, Miss Jahnet.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming on.
Finally coming on. Yes, thank you for coming.
And I know you guys see all these beautiful products here. We're going to get into it. But first, Ms. Jahnet, I want you to give us a quick intro.
I'm Jahnet. I'm a certified formulator for Jahnet Holistic.
Mm-hmm.
This is my passion. This is my baby. And this is something I've been doing from the time I was 12 years old.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Yes.
So it's not just the products that you formulate and everything. You have the store that you sell the products, and you have a spa, right?
Yes.
Okay. So before we go any further, our podcast is called Student to Life Podcast. And normally we don't tell the guests this question because we want them to just give us this answer basically naturally.
Mm-hmm.
So when you hear the name Student to Life Podcast, what comes to mind?
A teacher.
Mm.
Passing on teaching.
Yes. That's
Nice.
the basis of it. Yes.
That was, I think, and no shade to the other guests because I love y'all, but that was the first clear teacher that I've heard
Because
anyone
she
say.
didn't go into too much detail. She just went straight to the
like
point.
just straight to the point.
Yeah. But everybody always gives different answers. Nobody gave the same answer. Nobody has never given the same answer.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So so you said you started from the age of 12.
Yes.
What birthed that idea? Because a lot of people will not recognize what their gifts are that early, you know?
Right.
So what gave you the idea to be in this world?
Well, I was in the era of Avon and Mary Kay.
So, you sold Avon and
Yes,
Mary Kay?
At that age?
Yes.
Or-
Nice.
Yes, I did it with family members, and I got so intrigued with it,
Mhm.
and it's just something that I stuck with. I was
Mm.
always amazed with it.
So that triggered basically the idea to start like a product line.
No, actually, what triggered the idea for me to start my own brand is I used to work in retail,
Okay.
and a lot of the products that was on the shelf stated organic and natural. So I was a label reader. So I would read all the labels, research all the ingredients, and I realized
It
some
wasn't
products,
as-
some of them having stuff that are actually not plant-based.
Oh, okay. That's because I got into that world a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
For me, it was more like the food that was so mind-blowing to me, the stuff we're putting inside our bodies.
Yeah.
But for me, I was always the type of person who was like, why am I putting this inside my body? Like, even some as bad as soda. I've seen soda take rust of metal, but that's in our bodies. We're putting that in our bodies. And I was always the type to try to figure out ways to take care of my body in different ways.
Mm-hmm.
So me doing all of these things, I was never a label reader though. I was a researcher. That's my side of it. Like I would go online and I would look up different articles. I came across Dr. Savy, people like those I would look into.
Yeah.
But it was always crazy to me, like the importance we put on material things rather than taking care of our bodies. So looking at your products, I mean, you went to school just to do all of this.
Well, I'm self-taught.
Oh, you're self-taught.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm self-taught.
Mhm.
But I actually went to school so I could run a business and have it on paper.
Okay.
What was the first product where you were just like, because before you went to school, I'm pretty sure you experimented.
I experiment a lot, yeah. Well, I started with the clothing line first.
Oh,
With Janet's closet.
Yes,
so that
Janet's
was
closet.
Yeah, so
with the African stuff.
with all the cultural prints and stuff like that.
Yes.
But it came about with the line. My niece have a severe case of eczema.
Okay.
So I wanted to help her out with that. So that's where my first product that I launched was the Body Conscious Butter.
Okay.
And that worked for
That
her?
worked for her.
Yeah.
So was it a case where you knew that it would work just by research, or you just had
just experimented.
Experiment. Yeah, I probably reformulated it probably like 9, 10 times with different carrier oils and stuff. See which one could work properly because it has to go into the skin.
Right.
So it just couldn't sit like topical on the skin.
Okay.
So it was a lot of reformulating to get it correct.
So you experiment like on the skin when you make it to see how it comes out and everything. So do you get into the deeper science of the skin itself? Like, because we talk about the skin being an organ, just like an inner organ, the skin is actually an organ itself, just like your eyes and your ears and everything. They show you signs of when stuff is going wrong on the inside, right?
It does.
So how do you, like, first of all, diagnose somebody with, first of all, like eczema? Like when I went to the dermatologist, I had the eczema bumps, and it didn't look like everybody else's eczema because I had the little tiny.
Oh, they have
bump.
different forms of eczema,
right? So it didn't look like the one that because she was a white lady and she had no idea how to treat my skin. So she gave me some chemical cream that I used probably like twice, and I was like, I'm not using this stuff. Yeah, but she was like, bleach your skin and all these things. I'm like, this is not for me. Yeah. So that's why when I came across using natural stuff.
And you had to formulate, basically, like, I guess that's what you're saying. Like, did you have to formulate how the skin works, how the human body works for it to work with the butter?
Kind of, sort of, but I work more from the inside out. That's where it ties in with the vegan line and stuff like that. Okay. So I always believe I treat the body as a whole. Like you said, you went to your dermatologist. She probably gave you a steroid cream.
Right.
That's topical.
I don't know what it is.
That's for like external.
Yeah. Okay. So it's more like when you're doing like plant-based or anything that's like vegan or sort of, it actually, you want to treat the body as a whole.
Right.
So it's not like I could say, oh, you have eczema, I'm going to give you a cream. It's more like, what are you eating?
Right.
What's your flare-ups? That type of stuff.
Because for me, it was dairy. I used to eat a whole cheesecake by myself. I used to drink a carton of milk. Like, that was me. I was to drink the milk. Yeah. Like, coming from parties, like, that was my meal after parties. I drink a glass of milk. Yeah. A glass of chocolate milk after the party. Or I get some pizza. Or, like, anything cheese and milk related. Ice cream, that was me all day long.
Because that actually makes the body more stagnant.
Yes.
Nothing flows properly when you just clog it up like that. Yeah.
I have way more energy now. Like, I move around more freely.
Yeah.
I know. The only thing is I just these injuries that I get sometimes, I'm trying to avoid that. Other than that.
So I wanted to get more into these products, probably more towards the end. We'll get more into
them. Like the specifics of the products.
Yeah. So you have a spa now.
Yes, I have a spa.
And so when I went to beauty school, we had to learn esthetician as well. And we learned how to do, facials and stuff like that, waxing, skincare. But again, those products were more so, the major products. And I'm pretty sure when you read the label, it's probably not the best stuff in there. So now that you have your own spa, are these products incorporated in it as well? And do you have like a new line that you use, or you just kind of just use everything into one?
I use everything that I have. Everything. And I add a little bit more, like maybe a little bit of herbs on the skin and stuff, like rose petals.
Okay. So what exactly do you offer in the spa? Like, what are the different things we could come to you for, basically?
You could come to me for like ingrown hair and razor bumps. Like men's facial.
That was me.
Yeah, back acne. A lot of people suffer from back acne. That's like acne on the back. I do like body buffing, like skin treatments. Facial. Waxing.
Like the skin exfoliating, stuff like that.
Yeah. Because a lot of people don't understand that to treat the skin itself, you have to get rid of the dead skin cells on the top layer of the skin. Because our skin shed every day. A lot of people don't understand that.
Can you explain that for us?
So I don't know if you came into the shop a couple of times and you'd be like, oh, I need to use this even tone serum to even out your discoloration or your dark spots. And then my first question to you would be, are you exfoliating?
Right.
Because then if you shed every day and if you don't exfoliate, you're actually just putting those serums or those creams on top of dead skin cells. Okay. And it's not penetrating the skin how it's supposed to be.
Why does the skin do that, though?
It's just normal.
It's just normal?
Yeah.
How often would a person say need to get rid of that dead skin?
At least twice a week.
Does it affect your melanin in any way? Like,
no.
Or melanated skin? Because bleaching, for instance.
Right.
They destroy basically the skin to get off the dark layer.
That's those chemicals in there.
Yeah, I've seen that. They actually come for me to reverse whatever damage they do. But once you start using the hydroquinone, that's the bleaching agent, it actually kills damage. It messes up your melanin and it makes you more sun sensitive.
Right.
And you actually, once you stop using it, you get your color back again.
Darker.
Yeah.
So for a person that damages the skin, there's products that could actually bring it back to its original state.
The color is gonna always come back, but they always come back with some skin damage. Yeah. They have like scarring. It's actually worse than how they started out. Yeah, so I kind of always gear them towards number one, sunscreen.
What about people that get tattoos?
What about tattoos?
Does that damage the skin too? No, I'm just asking. I want to know because we always talk about.
It depends on your skin type. Some people could be allergic to whatever ink they're using. It just depends.
So does because I hear a lot of people say that people with tattoos run the risk of getting skin cancer from getting tattoos. So I don't know what's your take on that. Speak from the professional standpoint, not because you have a tattoo.
I know a lot of these dermatologists don't want me to say yes, but I would say no. I would say no, because personally, you get like skin cancer from UVA, UVB damage. Right. That's from exposure to the sun. Yeah, somebody may be sensitive to the ink and stuff and have a reaction or whatever, but I've had tattoos for years.
Right. A lot of people have tattoos for years.
Yeah, for years. But I mean, some people are sensitive to some things more than other people, but I would say...
And tattoos is from way back in the BC.
Yeah.
So
I'm not going against it. I don't have any. I'm not going against it. But I'm just
tattoos?
No, I'm not really interested in
it.
What they call me, vanilla.
Vanilla. Oh god. Boring vanilla.
One more question about the skin, right? So we talk about the UV light and the skin, and I listen to a lot of podcasts, and one of the people I listen to is like 19 Keys and Yaki Awaken. There are two people I listen to a lot, and they talk about the sun not being damaging to the eyes and the skin. Because we are melanated. So the damage that it would do to another person wouldn't do to us. Especially we need to get the sunlight in the morning is the one that we need to get the most. Yeah. The one when it goes in the middle of the sky, that can be damaging to the skin. Yeah. The sunset is also good for the skin. So it's like a sunrise and the sunset. That gives you the high level of, because you get energy from.
You get vitamin D from that too. So it's always good to go in the sun at least for an hour, half an hour at its least hot state. Like, let's say the sun is the hottest, here in Florida?
Between 10 and 5, maybe.
Yeah, it's like
all day. 10 and 3.
All day. So you can still go out and take a walk at 9 a.m. for like a half an hour, and to absorb some vitamin D. That's healthy. Yeah. But if you're going on the beach all day, that sun is directly on you, then you need
a sunscreen.
Yeah.
So sunscreen, I was not a fan of sunscreen in the beginning because like we grew up in Jamaica. We didn't know nothing about sunscreen. We're in the sun all day long. And I started getting the reaction of my shoulders would strip. Yeah. Or my skin would strip a little bit when I'm in the sun now. When I was younger, that never used to happen to me. Yeah. I used to be in the river all day, like be in the sun. None of that happened. My skin color didn't change because we were so used to being in the sun. Now that I'm in the AC all the time, if I go outside for too long, now, if I go to Jamaica, like whenever I get back, I'm darker.
Dark, yeah.
But I'm from the country, so
right.
Whenever I come back, I'm darker. So it's like now I have to like my esthetician recommends I use sunscreen. I never liked it. What are the benefits of using sunscreen? Because my sunscreen is in my moisturizer.
Okay.
So what are the benefits for a melanated person using the sunscreen?
Well, you protect your skin from the environmental damages. Again, the UVB, UVA. And aging is anti-aging. So you're least likely to get fine lines and wrinkles at an early stage. And skin cancer, it protects you from that too. Okay.
So the sun can age you, basically.
Yeah, it can.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. That's a new one.
You'll see like, I've had people that are 30, 35-year-old that, I mean, they look older than me.
Yeah, I know.
And they haven't used sunscreen. They don't even know what sunscreen is.
Right.
So they're using all like the evening tone serum to lighten discoloration, but they're wasting their time because they're not protecting their skin. Yeah.
That you're supposed to do that at night. right?
The even tone serum.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
My esthetician told me to use my sunscreen day and night.
No, her even tone serum.
Yeah,
which
I know, but for me,
sunscreen overall,
because she said the light from the phone screen too, that also affects the skin too. So she told me to use. Yeah, she told me to use a sunscreen even at night sometimes because holding the phone to your face, that radiation from the phone can affect the face. So the sunscreen will protect your face from that. Once I switched, when I worked with her, once I switched from chemical-based products to natural products, that's why my skin looks way better than it did because I had hair bumps from all of hair. I had hair bumps everywhere.
I thought that was me who did that.
Actually, to be honest with you, I don't use your products on my face because it was mostly like my body for the eczema, so that's why I started to use it. For her, my the first products I used to use were like one of the top companies, and I could never figure out why my skin was never better. And she just came in and recommended natural. Like I always was a fan of natural products, and she recommended all plant-based natural stuff.
Yeah,
my skin cleared up right away because the first esthetician was like, "You need some of these chemicals to do what the skin can't naturally do for itself," and I'm like, "It's not working for me."
They're talking about the exfoliating because then there's like and the sunscreen. There's like chemical sunscreen and there's manual sunscreen.
Right.
Oh,
there's different type of sunscreen. Like the chemical sunscreen, it actually goes into your skin. The chemicals are absorbed into the skin to deflect the rays from the sun. And then the topical one, the more safer one, it stays here and it just bounces up.
Right. So it looks kind of shiny.
It's a whole different.
Okay.
So now, because you went to school for your products, did you have to go through like a clinical testing process, or did you? Because you're already certified, that means the products are just naturally certified. Like, how does that work? Yeah.
We're talking about like with the FDA and stuff like that?
No.
No, you could talk about that. If you look at the things that they allow in our foods.
Yes.
True.
Because I had a young lady ask me, she wouldn't purchase anything because she was like, is it FDA approved? I said, do you see what they approve?
Right.
Compared to this,
stuff.
Yeah, your products kept me alive during COVID. It's her food products, like all her vitamin stuff, everything that literally kept me alive during COVID.
Actually, I had no idea until I saw the pills. I had no idea you were on that.
Yeah, you never had CMOS? You never bought CMOS?
No, I never bought the
CMOS. So good.
You had the CMOS?
What? The mango? So good.
I used to buy it because I used to have a juice bar. I had a juice bar in the pandemic. So I buy the actual the Irish moss, and then my friend would break it down into the gel for me. Then I put that in the smoothies. My smoothies had herbs and stuff like that, like the maca powder, ginseng, stuff like that. All in all my smoothies. I had a lot of spirulina, stuff like that I was using in my smoothies. But I didn't know you had stuff like that, like sea moss and stuff.
Yeah, sea moss gels.
That and your elderberry drops, really good for the immune system. That kept me and my daughter safe too. So
do people just come in sometimes with testimonials of saying how the product helped them?
Yeah, of course.
What was like the ones that like? Do you remember the
ones that stand out the most?
Yeah, that like made your heart just like. Oh God.
There was a couple. They came in faithfully every single week, and they would buy like 7-8 jars of CMOS gel.
Wow!
And when they came in, they wasn't in the happiest of healthiest shape.
Right.
But then after a while, like maybe a month and a half, I saw them and I didn't recognize them. They was like, "Don't you remember us?" I was like, "No, who are you?" I really didn't recognize them because they was really not, like I said, overweight and stuff like that. And to see the changes that the CMOS gel made in their body, I was just so surprised.
Wow.
And just the CMOS by itself?
Just the CMOS by itself.
Really good.
Yeah, just the CMOS.
What is it, a meat replacement?
No, it's more like it helps the whole, it's like again, the whole body as a whole. You know, the CMOS, it has the 92 minerals and stuff that your body needs. And then it requires at least 102. Right. So you get 92 from the CMOS and then the rest you get from what you consume.
Right. Because that's why I like spirulina, because that was another superfood along with the CMOS, and that completed the whole.
That's a good source of iron.
Yes, iron and zinc. So spirulina is iron and zinc. So I don't have to take iron pills and that stuff. Because I don't eat meat. A lot of people will talk about they have to eat meat to get certain minerals. So you don't. There's foods out there to replace all of the meat that you eat. All of it. So a lot of people just don't know.
You know what somebody told me too? There was like, He's like, why don't you eat meat for protein or fiber and stuff like that? I said, what do the cows eat?
Right. The cows don't even eat the meat.
Not even cows. Think about the biggest animals, some of the biggest animals in the world. Elephants.
Elephant eats grass. Yeah.
That's all they eat.
Yeah.
So there's literally like, I grew up around Rastafarian. They always talked about your medicine being your food and your food being your medicine. Everything comes from the earth. Even the pills that you take. Some of these famous pills, they all come from natural products. And a lot of people, they'd rather take the easier route. We're not going to do their own research to find stuff. You're vegan, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So how did you make that transition? Because my transition to pescatarian was pretty simple because I didn't eat a lot of stuff before that other than the dairy. I had headaches, yes, when I was transitioning, but how was that transition for you?
Vegan and holistic living, like when did that start up for you?
Well, that started in 2006, I believe. I was on like 5 different types of medication.
Okay.
And I was overweight for my height. I'm a little person.
What you mind sharing what the health problems were at the time?
I had like fibromyalgia. It's like nerve pain throughout the whole body. I had digestive problems. I had really bad headaches. I had vertigo. I had a lot of stuff going on. I had a lot, And then one day I just looked in the mirror and I was like, ain't you sick of that, being sick? And I went vegan cold turkey.
Just stopped completely?
Just stopped completely.
What, did you get headaches or anything?
No, I didn't get none. I lost all the weight like within 2 months.
Wow.
Yeah, I dedicated those time to work on myself, like 2 months. Going to the gym, eating healthy, meal replacements, but replacing it with more healthier substitutes, like, the spirulina and the smoothies and stuff like that.
I just bought some portobello mushrooms today.
Yummy.
So I'm excited to try it. I don't know what to do with it.
Try the oyster mushrooms too. You love the oyster.
And I love oyster.
In the other side of the world that I went to, they put mushrooms in. They're doing mushrooms so good that sometimes you don't even believe that. You don't have the crunchy taste. You don't have none. It's just nice.
You're gonna have to send me some recipes, Ms. Jahnet.
Yes, I need some too. I need some recipes because I'm trying to give seafood a little bit of break. And just be straight plant-based completely.
Oh, good.
So do you do raw foods too?
I did it before, But then I missed like the fried crunchy stuff.
I do.
So I would fry my oyster mushrooms. So good. You still gotta live though,
Yeah, you still have to live.
Yeah.
That's why I said I love fried food. I do. I really do love fried food. But like you said, there's other ways to do it so it's still healthy.
Yeah.
So when you went holistic and stuff like that, because you said you didn't have any headaches, but what challenges did you face? I know you had to face some type of challenges.
The only challenges I had is replacing. When I went strict vegan, there was no rice, there was no pasta, there was no sugar, there was none of that. It was all vegetables.
Really?
Oh, you didn't eat none of that?
None of that. As far as taking my cauliflower and making my cauliflower rice. And then the mushrooms would be like my meat substitute.
Oh.
So it was like actually no potato, none of that. It was so strict.
On Sunday, May 12th, the Art of Reggae Music Festival and INI Radio brings you Marcia Griffiths and Friends, where she celebrates 60 years in the business as the queen of reggae music. If you're watching and you don't know who that is the lady that does the electric slide. Yes. So there will be a lot of guests on that show. I cannot begin to name them. You have Busy Signal, Tanya Stevens. We got Kimani Marley. We got so much more for you in store for that day. It's a family show, starting the show at 12 o'clock midday. So you can bring the kids, bring the family, bring everybody out to come enjoy a day of fun. Music, legendary music, clean reggae music on Sunday, May 12th. This will all be at the Readiness Center in Miramar. So go ahead and get your tickets at theartofreggaefestival.com. Or go on Eventbrite, search the Art of Reggae Music Festival. You can find your tickets there. Or check our Instagram, the Art of Reggae Music Festival on Instagram to get your tickets, your physical tickets locations, all right? Okay, so did the health problems go away once you changed your diet?
Eventually it did, yes.
So it's just like a transition. So you had to take the pills for a little bit after that?
Well, I stopped that too.
Like cold turkey?
Completely, yeah. Because remember, with those pills, there are side effects.
Yes.
Yes.
Especially for men, we have a lot of side effects for those medications.
Women too.
Yeah, our side effects are a bit.
No, I think ours are the worst.
Very
honestly.
much noticeable.
Oh gosh.
All right, I hope y'all caught that. All right, so Ms. Jahnet, now, social media, pretty much everybody in the Caribbean knows who you are and knows your products and knows. I know your backstory, and how it started and stuff. And then I don't know if you still are, but I know at one point it was a family business. Mm-hmm. And a lot of time, everyone has their different views on family business and starting business with family. So can you tell us about that journey and what that's been like for you?
Oh, that was a beautiful journey because my family was actually my guinea pigs.
Yeah.
So I felt like I was creating a platform and a foundation where my legacy could go through, like to my nieces and my nephews and their children and then their children.
Right.
So that was my concept. Like nobody has to look for a job. Like it's right here in a family business. That was my idea.
Right.
So it sounded like it was yesterday or the day before. So Damian Marley had his son on the stage doing a song. I was like, they have a formula.
Oh my God.
They have a formula where like all of them, because you still have Skip Marley, you have all of them, rest in peace of Joe Mercer, but they had all the kids that's doing music are finding hit songs after them. Mm-hmm. Like even, what's his name, Yo Mali? Yo Mali with a new reggae song?
That's the one that's viral on TikTok.
It's viral everywhere.
Yeah.
So they have like this formula for the family business, how they usher them into it. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's needed. Like you said, they don't have to go out and look for jobs.
Yeah.
And that's my goal, is to build a business where if you decide you want to do this, cool. If you decide you don't, that's fine too. But the option is there for you if you do need it. And it's the same thing with buying property. You buy a house, and let's say, for instance, you buy another house on top of the one you have, and you rent it out. Now, when your kids graduate high school, they don't have to go look for an apartment to rent or somewhere to live. That's available to them.
Yeah.
So it's things like that we need to implement more in our culture.
Yeah.
Because on the other side of the world, like I was talking about on the other episode of the podcast, in Bali, they don't. Once you were born in the house, most likely you're gonna die in the house. They don't, like, only the woman will go live with her husband in that house. But as a man, you can't sell your house.
Right.
You can't sell it out of the family. Because once you build a temple in that house has to stay in the family. Which by law. The law states that it has to be. You cannot sell the house.
Yeah.
So somebody from the family has to inherit that.
I like that though.
Yeah, so that's their law over there. And I feel like they don't have a lot of homeless people. They have people who's obviously going to work and doing stuff, but they don't have a lot of homeless people because of that, you know? So I applaud the family business side of it where, like you said, you build something for the family.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I actually like
Did you face any challenges or what was like the challenges and then the great sides of it that you can probably share with us?
Well, as far as starting a business?
Yeah, just starting the whole family business. Because, there's always hurdles in any business, starting any business.
Yeah, because I'm sure when you decided to start making the products and try to test it out, with my family, you're probably not going to get them to try it on them,
And then it's working. It's helping her work because she expanded so wide,
Yeah.
So that's where, I'm interested in knowing, like, how was that back end on it? What was the great side of it once you expanded, and where the challenges were?
Well, the great side is being able to provide, like I said, provide a space where my family could grow, and they'll always have income, generational.
And you created jobs.
Yeah, and I created jobs. And the downside is just not everybody is gonna take care of your business like you.
Right.
That's right.
That's no matter who is on board.
Right.
Nobody's gonna, handle it like you'll handle it. So that's a little bit of the challenge of getting people to understand, hey, this is something we need to do.
Yeah.
And we need to be focused on. And it's a lot of hard work, but you got to put the work in there, and it has to grow.
So we're from the Caribbean, and was it a case where you had to convince a lot of people that this actually is the best route to go when it comes to even eating vegan and stuff like that?
And no, it wasn't kind of hard because I'm so lucky that I have a family that believes in me.
Right.
Yes.
Like, I'll lead and they'll follow.
What about friends, though?
I have friends that believe in me.
It's not necessarily a believe in you thing. It's like wanting them to be on the same frequency, basically.
No. Well, I have supportive friends, but they have their own thing going. Like, it's the difference between having somebody on board 100% and then having people that support you and believe in you.
Yeah. It's more like, so for instance, I'm the friend out of the group that eats healthy, goes to the gym, stuff like that. And they would make it seem like, I'm the outsider in a way. That's what I mean when I say like supportive in that way, where you can't have certain conversations with some of your friends because they're not into what you're into.
Oh, yeah.
So that's what I mean.
Definitely.
Yeah.
You become a loner.
Basically.
Yeah.
So that's what I was asking, like if you have to experience that, because I did at some point. Yeah.
Yeah. You go through your lonely stage. Especially
being the person that don't eat certain things.
Yeah.
So last episode we spoke about oh my God. Oh my God, I was gonna say Stockholm syndrome. It's not Stockholm syndrome.
It's I know what you're talking about.
Oh my God.
Imposter syndrome.
Imposter syndrome. Yes. I knew it was a syndrome.
Imposter syndrome?
No, yes. It's imposter syndrome.
You know what that is?
Imposters?
Yeah.
It's an imposter syndrome.
So basically, it's once you've reached a certain level in your life of success or certain milestones that's achievable, and it's in the eyes of others, it's like, wow, you've made it, you've gained success, and you get into congratulations and all these praises, and but within yourself, you're just like, man, I don't really feel like I did everything that everyone is praising me for. Like, for instance, with our podcast, everyone's like, oh, congratulations on the podcast.
You don't celebrate yourself, basically.
Yeah, like you basically don't celebrate yourself because it's just like, it's imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
Oh,
not feeling like you
felt
achieved.
That before?
I feel like I still need to do more.
Yes.
Even though I've done enough, I feel like I need to do more.
Right.
As a business owner, do you feel like, because I don't celebrate, I have a problem like celebrating wins when I feel like I have so much more to do. You experience that?
Yeah.
I feel like being somebody who's so ambitious is like, the little achievements that people want to celebrate, I'm like, you're
focused. Like, not yet. Wait for the next big thing. But those are the big things, though. Those little steps actually count more than the big steps, because those little steps take you to.
When do you celebrate those? Steps.
I started to.
Okay. Yeah. What's that been like?
Rewarding. Mm-hmm. And like knowing that I'm good enough, like self-rewarding.
Okay. That side of it, I never looked at it that way. Be feeling like you're enough, not just doing enough.
I think we're not realizing, like, even when we travel, I think when we travel that's our vacation travels. It's like, that's us telling ourselves, wow, we did this work, we need a break.
Yeah.
But we're not saying, I did that and I deserved it. It's like, we're not really telling ourselves that. We're just like, I just need a break and I just need to get away. But that's really us celebrating ourselves, now that I'm thinking about it.
That's true.
And to be honest, when I went on the trip, it was more like, I still have stuff to go back home to do.
And that's the sucky part of it, because that's why we can never sit in it, because we're always thinking of what we have to do next.
Yeah.
Or you take it with you.
Like, or we take the work with us. Exactly.
And not feeling deserving, where like, I shouldn't be here. I should be home working because I'm not where I need to be.
Yeah.
So that's what the feeling I have when I'm on vacation.
I had someone tell me that when I spoke, this older guy that's pretty wealthy, and I'm gonna say he was saying, like how you said, it's those little steps. He was like, when you get to where I am, he's like, all I can tell you is that I'm here, but you want to hear the journey. And I'm like, yeah. He's like, that's the important part, and that's why you need to celebrate. And I'm like, you're right. That makes sense.
It's hard for me still. Now, so
but you're making the steps to get there, though. But you know, the funny thing is, when you're taking those steps, and say like you see me next year, I have 2 other stores. Right? You're going to be like, oh my God, you did so good. In my head, I'm like, I got to do more. That's not enough.
Right.
So it's never going to be enough.
Right.
True. But still for me, until certain, what would I say?
You're never going to.
Until certain hurdles get eliminated, I still feel like I'm behind.
We're never going to get eliminated, the hurdles.
Yeah. I know the hurdles I'm talking about. And until those get eliminated, I feel like I'm still not there yet. You know what I'm saying? Because there's so much I want to do. And I feel like I'm not even halfway there. Not even halfway. So that's just how I feel about it. That's just my thoughts.
It's true. I guess it keeps us going.
Yes.
Yeah. So I want to talk about autism.
Before you go into autism, I want to take
the
shots.
Okay,
I want to take my shots. So this is the orange ginger immune boost shots.
Yes.
This has
orange, lemon, turmeric,
black pepper,
and agave.
So the black pepper could be a replacement for could a cayenne pepper be?
You could put if you want to, because cayenne helps remove toxins from the body and stuff like that.
I was gonna try the cayenne pepper, and I didn't think it was actually pepper because people put it in drinks and stuff. And when I took a shot of the cayenne pepper, it was actually pepper.
It's a double shot, so you could take half now, half later, or you could just chug it.
We're gonna drink it all.
Chugging it sounds like a better idea.
Yeah, fine it.
Okay.
I'm trying to get it on IG.
My type of drink.
This is really nice.
Yes.
I want to take the rest of the morning.
Yeah.
All right. So, I have a foundation that I try to help out in every aspect and any way I can. And one of the areas I wanted to try to help out in is people with autism. Mm-hmm. So I want you to explain what because I need to know myself, because I really don't. I haven't done the research on it to know what it is. So what is autism basically?
Well, there's different stages and different spectrums. I can't just tell you it's this or it's that, because it affects people differently.
Right.
It's kind of different. But as for me, I have twins and they're autistic. Mm-hmm. So I try to, it's like they say, there are barely any programs for kids like this or adults like this. Because when I was back in the islands, and then they didn't even know what was wrong with them. I had to leave the island to go to New York City to figure out what the problem was.
Okay. So is it like, because I'm still trying to figure out, is it like what do we call it?
Is it a chemical deficiency in some way, shape, or form?
Well, the way I've been told about it, it's like a shaded area or a developmentally delayed, like how we would they consider normally learn something. It's a little bit more slower or difficult as far as my experience. You know, and everybody is different. But for me, with my girls, it's a delayed. Like they're 28 and they're functioning now, maybe I would say 8 or 9 years old.
Okay.
So they're going to learn everything eventually, but it's just delayed.
But there, like you said, there's different spectrums. So now I get a better idea. I don't know if, can we say that the word, the handicap, can we say that? I don't know.
No.
I don't know because I grew up, that's why I grew up knowing it as.
It changed a lot. All the words.
Right. No, because that's what the idea.
Yeah.
It's special needs.
It's special needs, right.
Yeah.
So that's the term we learned growing up. But when they call it something else, that's where the confusion comes in. I said it already.
That was it?
I was trying to ask if that's the exact, that's what it is, because there's some, like you said, there's different spectrums. So now I kind of understand. So there's people that can function with autism, and there's some people that cannot function at all, and there's some people that's in between.
Yeah.
Okay. So what about the people that can't function, right? As far as when it comes to autism, how does the care for that person come into play? Because they're not raised like a regular child. So how does the care for them come into play?
I guess they have a lot of, that's where the programs come in hand. To help them with like life skills, motor skills, speech therapy.
Right.
That's where all those programs come into hand.
So they have in schools? They have
in schools, they should have them.
Okay. So you have people that's trained just to deal with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for all the people that has these basically like deficiencies, that's basically they fall under the broadest topic of autism, basically.
Yeah, they're under the spectrum. Yeah.
Now I have a better understanding because when I looked at it, I thought it was something separate from that. Seeing that, because growing up, I personally find it hard to look at somebody with it because I felt so sorry for them. I feel like I'm going to literally tear up looking at somebody like that. So I always avoided looking at it because it was like,
and they would tell you not to growing up. They would tell you don't look at them and this and all these things, and it makes you want to. It made me afraid to even communicate with them. It wasn't until I got to high school and I was in detention and I had a class next to the special needs, and me and one of the girls in there, she was fine, and I'm just like, why is she in special needs? And she was able to just kind of explain some stuff to me, and then I realized that, and she was Jamaican too, and I was like, my parents used to tell me like, don't say anything to them, because I guess they felt like they will snap at you or whatever. But I'm like, everybody had a different scenario. It wasn't always those type of people.
Yeah.
So what are the things that they put in place overall to help these people that have special needs?
Well, it's different things you have in place. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like I was saying, like for my girls, they get life skills. So they motor skills and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Physical therapy. They teach them how to count money. Mm-hmm. Now they're at that stage, how to lock and open a door. Like little simple things that we could do normally, they have to be taught.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. So for somebody like that, can you develop that in later in life, or is it something that you have to be born with?
Like develop autism, you asking? Mm-hmm. Can you develop autism?
I don't know. I feel like it's something you're born with, unless there's some kind of accident or damage done to you, then you have some kind of issue.
Right, like cognitive issues.
Yeah. Okay. So your journey over, your personal journey for it, coming here and now being known and stuff like that, and having them, like, how has that been more that, because I see your daughter post them all the time.
Yeah.
So how has that been? It made me so much more comfortable because I met them, I had the luxury of meeting them. They were mad cool. So how was that, transitioning now that the world is knowing them? How has that been, like the feedback and stuff like that?
It's been good to know that I'm not alone.
Yes.
And to let other people know that they're not alone either. And then the main thing for me is to bring awareness to it, especially in the islands, like Jamaica. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like there's a school that I support. Mm-hmm. We have the billboards up and everything. Mm-hmm. So I'm trying to get that billboard back up because it's the only place in Jamaica that helps kids like that.
Because we don't, like I said, growing up, we don't see anybody try to help them in any other way other than just try to, figure out how to communicate with them, because a lot of people look down on them so much.
Yeah.
And that's how we grew up knowing it. Like I said, the term, that's the term we knew.
And there's so many other horrible terms in Jamaica. Yeah. And I'm so glad we were able to develop as a country to change our perspective on it, after a while.
It's changing.
Yeah, it's changing.
It's changing.
It is. Yeah. It is changing.
But there's a lot of people, like I said, I didn't know the term. So sometimes it's just a case of not knowing. It's not really that they want to be offensive to anyone or want to call somebody a word that'll hurt them. It's more like just a case of not knowing, because I didn't know. You get what I'm saying? So I'm learning now, because like I said, it's something I've been interested in. Growing up, there was never a case where I looked down on anyone with a deficiency. It was more like, damn, that could have been me. You know what I'm saying? That could have been a family member of mine. And I know like a person like you or anybody who's a parent is going to have a hard time, because you have to do, it's like an extra, you give more attention to them than you would give to a regular child, because they could hurt themselves. They could maybe trip and fall, or, they could get in, there was one case where one of them, they got out of the house and they drowned in the pool and stuff like that. That's happened. Mm-hmm. So you have to give them extra attention.
I love how, Ms. Jahnet, seeing social media, how you just interact with them regular. And I love that, because sometimes you'll see people, doing the most or talking extra loud or talking slower. And I think once we just be ourselves, they adapt easier. That's what I've seen, noticed.
Yeah, that's the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, so let's get into the products a little bit.
Yeah. And we got goodie bags, guys.
Yes, we got. Let me see what's in my goodie bag, because I shop at the store, so I don't know what's in here. Oh, I had this. This is the body butter. Yep, I had that one. And this is liquid chlorophyll.
Yeah.
So this is ingested.
Yes.
This is made from
algae. The same
thing like spirulina.
Yeah, similar, but it's the algae that gives plants its green color.
Yeah.
that's
so I think all the greens have chlorophyll, right? Like kale, spinach, all of them, they have chlorophyll. Yeah. So this is like concentrated.
We take 2 drops of that like a day?
No, you put it in your water. Yeah. Okay. Your water, your juice, your coconut water.
Hey.
And then we got the pH balance wash.
So yeah, this is the one that we're gonna get into now because I wanna know about this. Wait,
and then we got a soap care.
Yeah, my charcoal soap. I actually have some of these at the house too.
Oh yes. I'm so
I bought travel sizes because I travel.
And I just got surgery, so this could be good for my scar.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm so happy. I'm sorry.
All right, so I'm going into this one.
Miss Janet's products, they good.
They work. Yeah. But this one is the one I want to know about because we're gonna go into some stuff right now. Okay. Yeah. So this is the Intimate Men's Probiotic Wash. Yeah. And it says pH balance on here.
Yes, Stretch. Men have a pH balance.
Talk to me about that, though. Because we have pH balance.
You have pH balance or you throw off pH balance.
I know we can throw off, but tell me about that whole thing.
Different things could throw off a woman's pH balance, like the type of underwear she wears, the kind of food she eats, if she wears any like perfumey things down there, semen could throw them off, stress, menstrual, a lot of things could throw.
But how does that? But
this is made to help men keep our pH balance checked.
Oh, because that means we don't have a pH then. We just monitor.
Y'all can get a chemical imbalance because y'all
we just monitor the things.
This is actually made for you men to help for us.
That's what I'm saying.
Because there's a lot of vagina washes and stuff to help us.
Which is this one, right?
Which is that one.
And this one,
really good.
pH balance, hypoallergenic.
Hypoallergenic,
yeah.
Okay, so
no chemicals or anything.
So ladies, for your dirty vagina, spray that.
Come on now, be nice to them.
I'm just saying, let them be dirty. It's true.
That is not nice.
Like she said, if you realize, a lot of these girls, they wear stuff down there that's damaging to their
there was a post the other day and the girl was like, so ladies, do you guys take your tampon out when you shower or do you leave it in? And I nearly threw up. Oh God. And so many of them said they keep it in. They're like, oh, I don't like to see the blood. And I'm just like, first of all, tampons are horrible for you.
It's horrible.
And I get it. You got a beach day, you have to maybe for that reason. But to keep it in when you shower?
Yeah.
What?
So do you think it's a case where some of these girls their moms don't teach them how to take care of their vaginas properly? Do you think that's the case?
I don't know, but it could be in some cases, but I just think a lot of women don't know, and men too, don't understand what throws it off. Because there's the stigma of, oh, she's nasty, she's dirty, when that's not the case in most women. Most women, it could be, like I said, the lace underwear they wear, the food they eat, the fragrance they put on. Men, stress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the biggest cause.
Yeah.
Men. So what about like you said semen? So that's supposed to
it's aesthetic.
Yeah.
Huh?
So if you're drinking alcohol all day and eating burgers and fries,
so mine won't do it. Yeah,
and whatever,
healthy.
But if for those people that smoke cigarettes and tobacco, then they
so the girls that smoke a lot of weed too, that might
weed
actually helps it. No.
I don't know what's wrong with it. Why does you think he will learn by now, guys? You think he will learn?
Yeah, you smoke weed, so it might throw it off.
No, honey, that's good herbs.
I don't believe that. Okay, so we have here the senna tea, right? And usually we hear about senna, it's in detoxes.
Yeah.
We call it washout. So, you take one shot of that and you go to the bathroom for like 12 hours, right? That's how this one works?
About, yes.
So this is a one-time thing?
It's something you could do at least 3 to 4 times out of the year.
That's usually what I do every 2 or 3 months.
Especially if you consume any kind of like meat products, dairy and stuff like that. Yeah. Like your intestines is basically 25 feet long.
Yeah.
25 feet long.
Mm-hmm.
This right here is on her bottle.
Yes, your tract. Them call it your tract. Yes, that's your intestines. Okay?
So everything gets stagnant, again, slow down in there with the cleaning process. So this actually helps. And it's a good way, like, if you want to transition from eating how you regulate, like say if you eat meat and you want to transition to vegan or a healthier lifestyle, it's a good way to clean out the gunk first and then introduce your body into
because the gunk is what makes you want to keep eating it, like the extraness that stays in your body.
I actually took mine last night. You know,
Wait, we're talking about this or this?
Something similar to this. Something similar to this, but it had no senna in there. It was like the one in the bottle that I bought at the herb store.
Yeah,
it tastes terrible. But it works. You know what I'm talking about? It's in a bottle. Oh my God, it tastes so terrible, but it works.
And so this is for the colon and the gut health.
So for this one, it's a longer process. This is not the 1 day.
No, that's not a 1 day.
This is 2 weeks.
2 weeks on, you take a break.
So you take it for 2 weeks straight?
2 weeks straight, 3 pills a day with every meal.
I'm just so scared of going to the bathroom, like while I'm doing a relaxer.
Does it make you go to the bathroom?
Yes.
I'm not afraid of going to the bathroom. It's the time that I go because I'm very bougie, you know.
It's not bougie though, because it has to be at my house.
Yeah, me too. That's bougie.
Or if I go to a hotel, it has to be.
It has to be in where I'm laying my head in that area. Oh God. When I travel, it's the worst.
All right, so I had this one. I basically had all the flavors. This one's a coconut body butter, almond coconut body butter. And this is more like foamy, right?
It's whipped.
Whipped, yes. That's the word, the right word to use. Whip. So once you put, this is the, all of the body butters are good for like eczema.
Yeah, eczema, stretch marks, discoloration.
Stretch marks,
yeah.
So what about like calluses? Like if you get a cut and you have like a callus that grows.
Like a keloid?
Keloid. That's the callus of keloid.
Well, it can help with the discoloration. But keloid is a different thing.
It's like
it needs because it's
needs something else.
Right, internal
tissue. It's a rapid growth of tissue on it.
So right now it's tax season, and if you need your taxes done the right way, hit us up at Spectrum Tax Group. You can find us on Instagram. You can find us, our website is www.spectrumtaxgroup.com. All right? So if you need your taxes done, tax season is upon us. Go ahead and follow us on Instagram and shoot us a DM, and we'll take care of you.
The Herbal Intimate Healing Serum. Can you tell us about this one? I've never seen this one before.
You've never seen that one before? Okay, that's more for treating like ingrown hair and razor bumps on the bikini area.
Oh, after you shave.
Yeah. Oh. And it actually helps with the pH also. Okay. It could be used daily just for like maintenance.
Okay. I might need it. Let me see. Because I'm manscaped, you know. So I might use it.
The manscaper.
Yeah, manscaped. Yes, I do. This one is
the boric acid.
The boric acid.
Famous boric acid.
I love that.
What does this do? It says on the back here.
You have to insert it through your vagina canal.
Yes. it's a top seller. Usually, well, like I said, the pH gets throws off from certain things, especially after your menstrual, it gets throws off. So this is good to help restore the vagina flora back into balance.
But you put a tablet up there?
Yeah, you put it in the vagina.
This is really, really good. Like, it's so good. It's so, I don't even know what to say. It's like, it's like magical. Good. It's really magical. And it's great for, I was telling her after my spine surgery, I took it because I was on a lot of medication and it started to mess with me internally. And I used it and like, I was great within 3 days. So, and even every time after my cycle, I use it for 3 days and I'm refreshed. And it helps, do things.
Ladies, there's a lot of tools here to take care of your vagina. So if you don't, then you just nasty. Let me see that candle. I had no idea you even had candles in the store.
Let me talk about this candle.
The only thing I come in for is just the soaps and the body wash.
And that's it.
Yeah.
So he's not going to talk about this because cannabis is on it. So he shouldn't even be talking about this candle.
Wow, that's crazy. No, I just don't agree with smoking the plant, miss. But the plant is very much resourceful.
Okay,
thank you very much.
Make a tea out of it.
Thank you for saying that.
Everything else, but
he's not going to drink the tea.
Listen, we learned that putting fire to anything kills the
cremate me, baby. I ain't being buried. So this is a cannabis flower scented candle.
Yes.
Tell us about this one. So good.
Does it make you high?
No.
I can smell it from here. It's been burning the whole time.
THC is what makes you high.
The whole room smells like it. What are you talking about?
Okay. THC is what makes you high in cannabis. There's a lot of other cannabinoids in the plant that doesn't
people might not know. We're trying to teach them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I used to grow it too, you know.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
He's praising it now, Miss Jenny.
I wasn't
fire all the time.
A lot of people abuse it so much.
Yeah, it is kind of abuse.
Yes, you abuse
now it is. It is abused now.
So I know what I'm talking about. Okay?
We'll just
a lot of y'all don't smoke it for medicinal properties. You smoke it to get high. It's just like starting coke. That's what you want to do. You get high.
Yeah.
You go on pills. And when it's not enough, now they amp up the THC manually. It's not natural.
So I smoke CBD as well. CBD flower is basically the same cannabis flower, just strained of the THC. And I don't smoke that to get high. I smoke it to if I feel anxious, if I feel...
I'm not saying you specifically. I'm talking the majority.
Okay.
Yeah,
the plant can be smoked in other ways. That's how I'm just trying to...
Of course. How many people do you know smoke CBD?
I know a few.
Right. So the majority
of people...
smoke to get high.
They smoke the weed to get high. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. What's wrong with that?
That's a great feeling too.
That's my point.
Good thing. What's wrong with that?
That's my point.
Oh, okay.
So when you get so addicted to that feeling, you have no idea how to escape that because you're chasing that feeling so much.
That's not true.
That's for a lot of people, I'm telling you. That's why they smoke one after the other. And as soon as they have a problem, the first thing they do is smoke a spliff.
That abuses it, yeah.
Yes, I'm telling you. I know this. I've seen
just like somebody pour a glass of wine or they work out.
Same thing.
Yeah,
no, workout. Do not put workout into this.
Yeah.
That's addictive too.
It is.
Good things.
That's why they have gym rats.
Well, everything in moderation, right?
No, not working out. It's the thing is, growing up, we didn't need to do a lot of the stuff that we do here. Like working out. We didn't have to go to a gym because we live in Jamaica. Mm-hmm. You don't need to go to the gym to get exercise.
Play it outside.
You're outside all day long.
You don't need to roll a joint to smell the plant.
You know what? Anyways, so how did you... I know the business went from trying it with the family to successful, right? So how was that like that transition? Like, because we see where a lot of athletes, for instance, right? They will leave high school broke, no money, and that transition goes from not having money to having millions of dollars in your bank account and being famous. So what was that like, not only mentally, but spiritually?
Yeah.
That transition from being just a startup business to just being successful.
Like, how was that process for you?
It's still in process.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still stages to it. Like I said, there's always room for growth, especially personal growth. Mm-hmm. So it's still, I can't register it because I feel like, remember we talked about it, there's still things I have to do.
Yes.
So I can't like process it unless I'm like, I'm not doing anything.
Do you have to move any different?
Like how?
Like around people. For instance, you go places and they're like, oh, that's who you are, and they move different around you. Does that happen to you?
No.
But that's nice. Because,
that's good.
Yeah, I've been fortunate to have good people and good friends.
A lot of people can't say that, especially, like I said, some of these athletes, or even like artists. Some of them can't say that because when you get to a certain level, you don't know who's there for your own well-being. They might be there because of what you have and what you can do for them.
Right.
Was there a give-up point, like where you were just like, oh, I need to just stop?
Like it gets so hard where you're like...
That's an everyday thing.
Yeah?
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's an everyday thing.
What is that mindset when you do get there, you do get to that hurdle and you're like, I can't. Where do you refill at? Where does that refill process come in? And you're like, all right, I can keep going. How do you process
Because
that?
I never want to stop. It's more like my passion and my purpose.
Okay.
I would say if you're not passionate about it, you're not going to be into it that much. If it was something I was doing just for the gains, like the financial gains, then I would have been like, I'm just going to do it for the money. But since it's something that I've been doing from the age of 12. Right. It's just in me.
It's like it's always been there. Yeah.
So I don't know how to do anything else.
Right. Okay, that makes sense.
So you're involved in the production process, the boxing up process, the bottling process.
Everything is done by hand.
So you're involved in
everything.
Yeah. And the spa too.
Everything.
So so where do you find time? I can barely find time sometimes, but where do you find time having to be the overseer and also the hands-on person?
You're not as hands-on anymore because you have a team working with you.
Yeah, but I'm still hands-on.
Okay.
I'm still always hands-on to see the whole progress and the whole production goes through.
But do you find time to do personal things?
When I close the shop.
And on Sundays.
And on Sunday. Well,
you still working?
Your brain still works on Sundays.
Yeah.
There's emails and then there's online. There's still stuff to do. But
that's what I mean. Like for a business owner, our work really never really stops.
But to me, it's not work. That's the thing, though.
Yeah.
It's not work to me. It's like a hobby. Like I enjoy doing it.
Mm-hmm. It's like hair.
So it's like
right.
Okay. Like me playing basketball.
It's just a hobby.
I think I said on here I cried before not being able. I had caught the flu last year and I couldn't go service my clients and I literally had a panic because and that's when I realized like, dang, this is not really work for me. It's actually a passion.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm looking at.
Are we done?
Real quick. I'm gonna look over a couple of these really fast. What is this one here?
Oh, I love that.
It's a version of the Body Conscious butter, but in oil form.
You spray it on. It's the same thing.
It's like a oil, a spray, like a body spray.
Okay, what about this one?
And that's another.
That's the yoni wash.
Probiotic wash.
For the vagina.
Hey, listen, you have a lot of vaginal care going on. You study that side of it too?
Yes, the whole body.
The whole body.
Do you take on Queen Afua's? Do you listen to her stuff, Queen Afua? Does she talk about womb healing, holistic womb healing, and stuff like that?
I've listened to womb healing like podcasts and stuff, but not from her in particular.
Okay, and most of your products internally they help for that too. Like, yeah.
All right, so we usually close out with one final thought, some advice, whatever gem you want to drop for our audience before you go. I don't know if you want to think about it and let Shan go first, or you want to go ahead and just drop some gem, some advice, some motivation, whatever it is for our audience.
Yeah, there's a lot of people right now that's lost in thought as far as what they want to do. Mm-hmm. Like they're going to school. We usually go to school for something, and then when we're done going to school, we don't even apply that in our real life. We do end up doing something else. So I always try to tell people to go back to their purpose. Like, what do you like to do when you was a child? What was your childhood like? Mm-hmm. So I would say, go back to that one thing that brings you joy, and that's your passion. Mm-hmm. That's where you could just find your passion and your purpose.
They say whatever you do the easiest with the least amount of effort and you do it well.
Yes.
That is your gift.
Yeah.
Hey, Sam. You want me to go? Before?
No. Okay, so I'll just go back to the journey. I think we really have to embrace our journeys to success, or whatever success looks like, because success could be you being able to run the next day when you were just able to walk. So always remember and embrace the journey and the process, because that's the story that everyone wants to hear.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That's my final point.
Mine is a little bit similar, but
it's always similar.
a lot different. This year so far, I just posted a video about it like yesterday. Between the last part of last year and this year so far has taught me about things, the hard side of things being difficult to accomplish. That's actually working in your favor, because when I was growing up, my grandparents would say anything will come too easy is not good, or if it's not, we learn in basketball that if it's too easy, we're going to leave the gym. We're not playing. If the game is too easy, we don't want to play it.
Right.
It has to be some challenge for it to be fun. And if it was, and I also say when I was growing up, if it was too easy, everybody would do it. Mm-hmm. So understanding that the hard part is necessary. Mm-hmm. The anything that's too easy is not even worth having. You hear what I'm saying? So a lot of people talk about relationships dating being hard. I'm like, to find the right one, it's not going to be easy. But talk about being healthy, that's the hardest thing to do because everything else tells you that the other way. Being unhealthy is the easiest thing to do.
Right.
Being negative is the easiest thing to do. Not taking care of yourself is the easiest thing to do. Get there in the depression is the easiest thing to do. Not going to get help, that's the easiest thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
Getting up and going to do things is the hard part. Being the person that stands out is the hard part. And you have to have the courage to want to do that, to be the person that you're walking your own road, basically, when everybody else decides to go the easy route. Yeah. So understanding that your journey has to have some bumps in it, has to have some challenges, no matter what it is you're trying to accomplish. Something as simple as marriage is going to take time and effort and work. So that is my...
Put in that work.
I like that,
yes. Put in the work.
Yes.
All right, Stretchy, take us out.
All right, people. So thank you for tuning in.
Oh, wait, Ms. Jahnet, where can we find you?
Oh, yes.
You could find me on Instagram, on TikTok, on Facebook, Jahnet Holistics. That's JAHNETS, Holistic, HOLISTICS.
And the store is located
1591 South State Road, North Lauderdale.
And they could book from the spa.
You can book a spa online, a spa treatment online, and you could just come in and I'll be there. We could chit chat.
I'm booking my spa treatment.
So wait, so you can book it you can book it in the store.
You can book it online and in store.
So the spa is at the same location.
It's in the store, yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, it was next door.
On the other side.
I told you all I come in to do by myself and my body and I'm gone. So yeah. So everyone, make sure you go out and support Black-owned business that actually works because I use the product.
Phenomenal.
Yes. I'm going to definitely try this one too because I need some of that. But yeah, go support it, share it, post it, tell your friends about it. It works. Yeah. So thank you for tuning in once again. This is the Student Alive podcast where learning and unlearning has no limits. We'll see you again on our next episode.
Bye, guys.